Koh Lanta is an island. It's south of Krabi, and you're actually able to take your car or motorcycle and drive onto the island itself.
Sorry, Krab. One person and bike.
The process was actually a lot simpler than I thought. The ferry comes and goes constantly throughout the day and even into the night. And you can just drive your motorcycle onto what's essentially a floating parking lot. So I was able to pick out a room for 2 nights on Koh Lanta to help me rest and also check a couple other things off my list that I've wanted to do in Thailand for a while. Koh Lanta actually turned out to be a really cool place to stay. This is a sizable island, but even in peak tourist season, it wasn't crowded. There weren't people everywhere. There weren't some giant hotels blocking the ocean view. This was actually a really nice, quiet island, and I'm definitely coming back here again.
Hello, is this the blue Gecko?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, George. Nice to meet you.
Michael, nice to meet you.
Yes.
Okay. So it's right here. I can park.
Yeah, just here. Just here. That's your.
Okay, I see it.
That's your
Room 1?
Yeah, room 1 is gonna be yours. It's a big one.
Okay. I've been fishing my entire life. I've caught some pretty nice fish over in California, but what's evaded me the most are the pelagic fish out here in Southeast Asia. I'm gonna use a recent example of fishing in Indonesia to show you the trouble that I've been having this year and hopefully can fix in this upcoming trip I'm going on tomorrow.
I didn't go to Pepito's yet. I will go afterwards. I didn't know we catch fish or not. Yeah, no problem. They were not ready. This is his paddle.
You have to record it.
The pelagic fish in Southeast Asia are not as easy to catch as you'd think. These are really strong fish, the dogtooth tuna, the king mackerel, and you need some big jigs and heavy line to be able to land some of these fish. And I'm going to show you some of the problems that we've been having. For the most part, they're gear-related issues because these boats don't always have the best gear, but here we go.
Oh yeah. Strike.
Whoa. Serious fish, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Extreme. Shoot, bro. There you go.
The split ring broke. Yeah, the split ring broke.
So the goal for today was to chase down some schools of king mackerel, which are some pretty sizable pelagic fish that hang out in the top part of the water column. So one of the best ways to catch them is using a wire leader and trolling either a live bait, which we tried to catch here but we weren't successful, or a hard bait lure like a Rapala diver. Probably the single most important part about fishing for these large pelagic fish are the birds. Birds are going to tell you where bait is, and bait is usually where these predatory fish hang out, so watch what happens when we drive right through a school of bait.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Very nice.
So we did it! I got my first pelagic Southeast Asian fish. This is a king mackerel, and it's not that big. They definitely get a lot larger than this, but this is a great eater size, so turn away if you don't want to see how I bleed and kill fish. So some fish like these mackerel are especially fishy, and you definitely need to bleed them and spike their brain to make sure the meat is tender and bloodless. Just know that the fish is dead the second my knife goes into its brain. What you're seeing are just spasms, post-mortem spasms, but the fish doesn't feel a thing.
Nice.
So the reason why you're seeing me do this instead of the captain is, and I've noticed this in other places as well, I don't think they really bleed fish at all. I'll see them catch nice fish and then just toss it into a bucket, still kicking, sometimes the bait tank without any ice in it, and that just makes the meat really fishy. So I just wanted to make sure that what I was taking home was going to be some really good quality mackerel. It didn't take long for the weather to turn, the birds went away, all signs of life stopped, so we posted up on a reef and I was able to hook a rock. So there weren't any more bites for the next hour and we decided to head in. All in all, this was a really successful day. I was able to message my Airbnb landlord ahead of time, and he said the kitchen would be willing to make some Thai food with the fish that I was going to bring back, so I was very excited for that. The fish turned out really, really nice. So it was completely bloodless, there was no fishy smell, and it had a really soft texture and clean white meat, which for a pelagic fish, like tuna for instance, you get a lot more iron and a lot more fishiness, but for this was actually a perfectly clean meat.